14th century France is known for its idyllic fields of lavender, its rolling meadows and deep woods. Imposing bell towers stand as silent guardians over the villes of the Campagna. One little known detail, however, that the excited traveler often fails to consider are the hordes of rats that love to spread the Black Plague. Welcome to historic Aquitaine. Come in, please, for dinner. Welcome to Taking It Offline, the series where I recommend games for busy people. My name is Ian, and today I'm recommending A Plague Tale: Innocence. Oftentimes in this series, I recommend games for busy people based on ways the game makes it easy for a busy person to pick it up and put it down. I'm changing it up a little bit with this recommendation, fair warning. Plague Tale does not have roguelike elements that make it easy to play in short bursts. It doesn't have an easy-to-access encyclopedia to remember every little story beat. Instead, it is simply a well-crafted, narrative experience and a fun game to boot. This one slipped past a lot of radars, but if you're a busy person looking for a narrative horror game, then it'll be perfect for you. It has a well-written story, it looks good, explores an oft-ignored time period, boasts a 14-hour campaign, and has a checkpoint system that saves often and in appropriate locations. Alright, with that caveat out of the way, let's talk about it. A Plague Tale: Innocence is a game about the bonds between siblings, bravery in the face of horror, and perhaps slightly ham-fistedly, the loss of innocence. You'll follow 15-year-old Amicia de Rune, the daughter of a minor noble of Aquitaine. After an unfortunate run-in with both the French Inquisition, and we'll refrain from the low-hanging Monty Python fruit here, and a horde of Black Plague-infested rats, Amicia is on the lam with her sickly little brother Hugo. As the older sibling, it's her responsibility to make sure the curious, naive, stupid little Hugo doesn't get himself into trouble. As luck would have it, Hugo has something special in his blood, and the entire Inquisition is after this sweet little 5-year-old. And honestly, I have no idea how they know about his blood. It's sort of messed up if you think about it. I mean, come on, he's 5 years old, like chill out. But, like David, of giant slamming fame, Amicia comes strapped with a simple sling and the friends she meets along the way. They'll sneak, fight, and sabotage their way to safety with Hugo, all while hopefully avoiding being consumed by rats. Plague Tale is an all-inclusive, story-driven experience. The levels are relatively linear, but allow you to pick the way you want to handle situations. You can distract guards and sneak past them, extinguish their lights and let the rats consume them, or just straight up hit them in the head with a rock. The setting is interesting. Not many games can pull off Europe in the 14th century during the Black Plague without creating a game awash in drab, gray sadness. But Plague Tale finds opportunities to employ color and lightheartedness throughout. And of course, the game is lengthy, somewhere between 12 and 15 hours, which means if you're splitting costs between horror video games and the horror of diapers, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. Plague Tale centralizes the rat mechanic, which keeps the game interesting throughout. The hordes of rats are nearly always present, so Amicia must be careful not to stray too far from the light of fires or torches. However, this can be used to her advantage, as the rats can fell a foe much faster than a sling. Some areas of the game feel like a puzzle. What is the most efficient way to clear a path to your goal while remaining hidden and safe? Oftentimes the answer is by giving the enemy something else to deal with. You know, like a whole lot of rats. Furthermore, even though it's a horror game, the players can influence the fear-inducing elements to nudge the balance of power in their favor. The rats don't exclusively hunt Amicia, they'll eat anything they can, which honestly makes the world that much scarier. This is a unique spin on horror games. If it weren't for the rats, the game would just be sneaking away from Inquisitors and English soldiers, which was already done so well by the acclaimed Rise, Son of Rome. I enjoyed Plague Tale because it brought so many new experiences to the table. A relatively unexplored time period, a fun game mechanic to play with, and a story that has seldom been told in the video game world. The world during the Black Plague was dark. On top of the general grossness in the medieval world, chaos was running amok throughout Europe. This feeling of chaos and foreboding is ever present throughout Plague Tale, yet hope is always present. Although she's only 15, Amicia's wits are faster than anyone around. Although these wits and schemes often come at a cost. As she fights to protect Hugo, she sacrifices her own innocence by unleashing rats upon soldiers, maiming misguided townsfolk, and scrounging for supplies. I found it hard to put the game down as I was on the edge of my seat minute after minute trying to complete my next objective. Now, I've strayed a little from this thesis, so let's try to tie this all back to busy folks. A Plague Tale: Innocence is a cultivated, focused, story-driven game with a unique setting. But beyond its unique setting, straightforward control scheme, and well-implemented autosave feature, the game doesn't have as many features designed with busy people in mind. It speaks to the quality of the game, then, that I'm recommending it to you anyway. If you just want something to sit down and play at the end of the day, then Plague Tale will be there waiting for you. The setting and mechanics are a breath of fresh air despite being focused on the Black Plague, and transport us to a world that is hardly explored throughout the medium of video games. So if you've used your creative juices and daydreams for the day, then let Plague Tale take you to a historically inspired land teeming with life and death. If you're a fan of character-driven third-person games, then this one's for you. Now, if you're a busy person who isn't into third-person character-driven games, consider checking out the rest of my channel or subscribing for future recommendations of games for busy people. Additionally, I love to engage with the folks that watch these videos, so a comment and a like is always appreciated. All in all, I give Plague Tale: Innocence 5 scary rat eyes in the darkness out of 5 scary rat eyes in the darkness. Highly recommended.